the discipline of the team is the responsibility of the head coach. And this investigation has nothing to do with the Dallas football team. When I was in a situation similar to this with a player, I did my own investigating, okay? Coach, you do your own investigating. Maybe some players were there. Somebody was there that you know. And I got my own information, didn't rely on the league, didn't rely on the police department. I said, you know what, I'm going to find out what happened. And when I found out what happened to my best player on the team, who was Larry Johnson, I said, Larry, guess what? Here's the deal. I understand what happened, and here's what's going to, these are the consequences that are about to happen to you. He didn't play. And I think for Zeke to save him from his own, getting out of his own way, there comes a point in time in this guy's career where you got to take him and say, you know what? You got to stand over here by me now in the national anthem and watch your football team play, because he's going down the wrong road. And Damian said it. Someone has to say enough already. This is what I would do as the head coach. I've done it before the players. That's all they understand. Finding them, say, hey, it's okay, we're okay, you weren't in, look, we all been there. We all been there. I've been there.
Yeah, but, okay, so, Coach, and I totally respect your position on discipline and your history and experience of having enacted discipline. However, the portion of what you said that carries all the weight is there comes a point in time.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing. You're talking as a coach. You're talking about when you would sit Zeke. You, Damian, have talked about as a league, when a league should suspend Zeke. Now, here's the problem with both of your situations. It's that there comes a point in time. And you're relying on, in your case, breadcrumbs. And, Coach, I don't know what you would rely on yet as if you had come to that point in time. But let me say, that's the difficulty here. See, Dallas Police Department has suspended its investigation of the bar incident, right? So that means, A, there was no arrest. B, obviously there was no charge. C, nothing came down on him. They're just investigating it, looking into it. By the way, conflicting facts and details. You might want to nail some of those down before you start enacting discipline. And by the way, the breadcrumbs you keep alluding to, most of them fall into one of three categories. Either they're all in that investigation stage, which, by the way, is not punishment stage, or they are non-criminal events like showing up to a marijuana dispensary, which is not advisable and not good behavior, but certainly isn't criminal, or they're something like a speeding ticket for going way too fast on a toll road. They're all things that, at least on their own, are either non-criminal or minor offenses or investigations.
The St. Patrick's where he's pulling up the female shirt. I mean, listen,
hey,
what I'm saying is, all these different things. I know, like, if you keep letting guys off the hook, it only feeds into them. Like, listen, young guys already feel invincible. When you're Zeke Elliott, you're the leading rusher in the National Football League. You play for the Dallas Cowboys. You have all these things happening right now. You feel invincible. So right now, the whole investigation, it's suspended. If I'm Zeke, I'm like, nobody can touch me. Look, nobody can touch me. And you're not doing the player any good.
What you just rattled off.
I got more.
Okay, what you just rattled off, the situations he's put himself in.
Yeah.
That's what we know.
The situation, okay.
Yeah, that's what we know. So there's more than that. There's always more. It's like the guy that says, Coach, you know what? It's like the person that runs a red light. Oh, really? You finally got caught?
Yep.
You've been running them before, but you finally got caught. So don't sit here and say, well, those are only 4 things ever involved with this guy. We go way back to college.
Yeah, but, okay, listen.
Okay.
I have never in my life that I can think of been accused of being soft on crime. What I have been accused of is being a Dallas Cowboy homer, and everyone says that this is why I'm coming down this side of Zeke. But there's a different reason. I want you to hear me out. I'm not arguing that Zeke's on the straight and narrow. I'm not arguing that Zeke doesn't need to be put in place and get his behavior in order. What I'm arguing is and I think I heard you say this on SportsCenter, and I definitely know you said this, your turn is to suspend him. And when you suspend somebody, you need to have something specific that you're suspending them for. Because honestly, it's not Dallas Cowboy homerism that's driving me, it's accusation. I just don't like, and I have a long history on this show of others when it comes to domestic violence or Darrelle Revis getting accused in the New York tabloids of saying media accusation and word of mouth is not good enough to start putting people out of jobs.
Maybe.
That is a consistent position I have. And in so far with Zeke, you don't have a case. Make your case, and I'm with you.
Perhaps
but you got to make your case.
For an official NFL suspension, but as a head coach, you have the jurisdiction.
Definitely two different situations. Damian's clearly wrong.
Look, every Saturday. Every Saturday. Before Sunday, you got to make a decision. I got to deactivate 8 guys. He's deactivated. He's standing on the sideline with me. And everyone on the football team's going to know why. Every player in that locker room says, okay, coach just sent the message.
Yeah.
The player, look, I was a player. The players know. And that's who you find out from. I don't need an investigation by the police.
Well, look,
I go in the locker room and say, hey, man, tell me about this guy.
Your position is more defendable than Damien's, for sure. When it comes to the law or it comes to the league, you got to have standards and you got to live up to your standards. When it comes to the coach, you can afford to be a little dictator. You can afford to be wrong. You can afford to be arbitrary and whimsical and do whatever you want. Your only risk is losing your team. That's your only risk.
And that's how you lose your team. Yeah. When you got a player that's out there on the edge and all the players saying, man, let coach let this guy get away. No, I'm sending a message to the locker room because I'm sitting my star down and all those players are going to say, man, coach ain't messing around, man. He's going to set the guy down. Look, when I decided to set Larry Johnson down, every player in that locker room said, coach ain't going to let him play.
Hey, did you win? Did you win that game?
Yes, and when I set John Abraham down, my star defensive end, every player told those rookies, he going to set him down now. You watch. He won't play. Didn't play. The image of the organization is your responsibility as a head coach. How your players go about and do what they do, not saying they can't go out, but there's a part that says, you know what? Enough is enough now,
and if you sit Zeke, I'm sorry, Damien. If you sit Zeke tomorrow, all right, you have your meeting, you're coach of the Dallas Cowboys, you tell Zeke why he's being sit down. Tell me why.
Because you're putting yourself in a position that I know, and I've got enough information. But
you don't.
Oh, yes, I do.
You don't.
No, I don't. But
That's
if
right.
I'm the head coach, just like the other 2 players that I sat down, I got enough information to say, here it is, guys.
Maybe Jason has that information.
And
maybe it doesn't warrant sitting down.